allowed, Pat and Harvey are first.
Yeah, wait, give me a chance to.
Yeah, okay,
settle
sit down.
here.
We want to start singing, okay? So,
Yeah.
okay, so I'll give you the order. Pat and Harvey will be first. Okay, if people who haven't been here before, if you're two people, you get two songs, okay? One person gets one song. We go around until everybody has had two turns. And some people give an introduction to the song. We ask that please the introduction and the song should take no longer than 5 minutes. I'm not going to cut you off in the middle, but to be considerate to the other people. We don't want anybody doing Alice's restaurant unless your name is Arlo. Yeah, okay, so Pat and Harvey are first.
Okay.
Then is Debbie and Ron. Then Susan and Bob. Okay, then Bill Wonderlich, Dan Botkin.
Wait. Bill.
Bill Wonderlich, yeah.
Okay.
Dan Botkin.
Okay.
Bob Winkler. Mike Reeves. Murray. Bill. Peter Dunhill.
Which other Bill?
Bill Podden from England.
Okay.
Peter Dunhill. Carl. And Lonnie just got on. We don't have his picture yet, but I said.
Okay. Wait, after Peter Dunhill?
After Peter Dunhill is Carl.
Carl, okay.
Carl, okay, and then it'll be Lonnie and anybody who comes in. So
okay.
you please remember that order.
I have the order.
Okay, Faye has the order to remind. So Patton's Harvey's, you can begin. Okay.
Okay. So
it's being recorded, by the way, just to let you know.
Okay. We're going to do "Dream a Little Dream of Me," which has been done by many people, but my preferred choice is Mama Cass. So,
but it's old. It was
old.
Written in 1931, so it qualifies almost as folk music.
Yes, so, it's just a pretty song. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. While I'm alone and blue as can be, dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear, still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me.
Stars fading,
but I linger on, dear, still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me.
By the way, I forgot to tell everyone when you have to mute when the other people are singing, and you can unmute, to applause, but you have to remember to please mute again when the people are singing. Okay, Lonnie Robertson, we don't have your picture. We have you on there. Can you get your picture on for us? Well, by the time we get to you, hopefully you'll have it ready. Okay, Harvey, you're next. Everybody else, please mute.
Okay, so this is going live for a song that's called either a minor ballad or a minor ballad, depending on how you want to emphasize the punny title. Beyond the wild, misty mountain, within the valley so free, there dwells a maid with a heart so mellow, soft as the wind and wild as the sea. When will you love me as I love thee? I have no gold to give her, no gowns of soft crimson hue, no poems of love, no rhymes to bring her into my heart so strong, so true. When will you love me as I love you? Beyond the wild, misty mountain, within the valley so free, there dwells a maid with a heart so mellow, soft as the wind and wild as the sea. When will you love me as I love thee?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Okay, Larry Benson's coming in out. Okay, by the way, Bill Wunderlich, I know Mike Reed is usually at the Broward Club all winter. He couldn't get in this year because of COVID, but he's there. That's how we got into England through Mike Reeves. Okay, so Debbie and Ron, you're next. Who are usually Florida residents 6 months of the year, but because of COVID, they're stuck up in Queens. Sometimes
It sounds like over there.
Yeah. Okay, you have to unmute. You have to unmute them.
Okay, yes. We're very sorry to have missed Florida this year. It's winter today here. I had to turn the heat on this morning.
Yeah.
All right, what do we do?
Well, I'm going to do something called Greenville Trestle that I first heard at a Bluegrass jam in
Florida.
Jupiter. It's in D. Carl, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
I remember as a boy, I was wondering at joy. I walked through the streets as they go by. Something is very wrong, I'm sorry.
It's my guitar.
Come back.
Sorry, folks.
I remember as a boy, I was wondering. I watched return to his home, lonely bungalow and home. The sunset at the close of day. The sun don't sound like they used to. And it came from things go by. Our time across the land means no work for the railroad man. And the green hill trestle now don't seem so high. And the green hill trestle now don't seem so high.
Our next,
All right.
hope Lonnie gets his picture by the time he's ready to perform, so we can see what he looks like. Everybody, please mute when somebody else isn't singing.
Okay. Here's a song I have not really sung in many decades, but we're going to be singing with some other folks on the porch stomp in Governor's Island in June. And I'm going to be singing the harmony vocal to this. So I'm going to sing it, the melody now, just because it's part of my practicing.
Yeah, we're gonna try it out on you.
Yeah, we're the guinea pigs. It's called the Liverpool Lullaby. Oh, you are a mucky kid, dirty as a dustbin lid. When he finds out the things you did, you'll get a belt from your dad. Oh, you have your father's nose, so crimson in the dark it glows. If you're not asleep when the boozers close, you'll get a belt from your dad. You look so scruffy lying there, strawberry jam tufts in your hair. In the world you haven't a care, and I have got so many. It's quite a struggle every day, living on your father's pay. The bugger drinks it all away and leaves me without any. Although we have no silver spoon, better days are coming soon. Now Nellie's working at the loom. She gets paid on Friday. Perhaps one day we'll have a splash. When Little Woods provides our cash, we'll get a house in Naughty Dash and buy her dad a brewery. Oh, you are a mucky kid, dirty as a dustbin lid. When he finds out the things you did, you'll get a belt from your dad. Oh, you have your father's face, you're growing up a real hard case. No one else can take your place. Go fast asleep for Mammy.
Yeah, the Liverpool Lullaby.
What was that?
And there really is a place called Knotty Ash. It's a real place.
Yes. Yes. This song was actually written by Stan Kelly, but it was based on a Tyneside song called Sandgate Dandling Song, which was written by a blind fiddler named Robert Nunn, who lived from 1808 to 1853. So it's.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay, Bob and Susan, the next air conditioner is off.
Air conditioner is off because it's not cold down here. It is 88 at the moment. Anyway, Sue does a lovely version of that little Liverpool lullaby, and maybe she and Debbie have to get together one of these days and see if they can work something
Someday, Debbie.
Anyway, probably some people, other people have done this one, but can do Tom Paxton, probably his most popular song. Do our little version of it. It's a lesson too late for the learning, made of sand, made of sand. And in the wink of an eye, my soul was turning. In your hand, in your hand, are you going away with no word of farewell? Be not a trace left behind. I could have loved you better, didn't mean to be unkind. No, that was the last thing on my mind. Well, you got reasons aplenty for going. This I know. This I know, for the weeds they've been steadily growing. Please don't go, please don't go. Are you going away with no word of farewell? There be not a trace left behind. I could have loved you better, I didn't mean to be unkind, no, that was the last thing on my mind. As we walk, all my thoughts are a-tumbling, round and round, round and round. Underneath our feet, the subways are rumbling, underground, underground. But are you going away with no word of farewell? There be not a trace left behind. I could have loved you better, I didn't mean to be unkind. No, that was the last thing on my mind. And as I lie in my bed in the morning, without you, without you, every song in my breast dies a born. Without you, now we're through. But are you going away with no word of farewell? There be not a trace left behind. I could have loved you better, I didn't mean to be unkind. No, that was the last thing on my mind. No, that was the last thing on my mind.
Yeah.
We got one more yet.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else saw the news. Patrick Sky just passed away, I think 2 days ago. And I know Harvey does a
That's
song or two
depressing.
of his.
I do several of Patrick Sky
Yeah.
songs.
Right.
He likes Patrick Sky.
And this is the one that I do. I better take this off or I'm going to go into the fourth dimension here. So Patrick Sky's 77. He was back with the Greenwich Village folk scene back there. He was a good friend of Dave Von Ronk, drinking buddy and stuff. And he was part Cherokee. So he was one of the Native Americans along with Buffy St. Marie that were doing folk music back then. Anyway, this is the one I do by him called Many a Mile. I damn near walked another town, another friend to say goodbye. Another time to sit and cry. Oh, and it's many a mile I have spent on this road, many a mile that I have gone. Well, there was one, she knew me best. She knew she gave my poor heart rest. She was my world, my heart, my dear, and now she's gone to God knows where. Oh, and it's many a mile I have spent on this road. Oh, many a mile that I have gone. I've seen your towns, they're all the same. The only difference is in the name. The only home I've ever known was a suitcase and the open road. Oh, and it's many a mile I've spent on this road. Oh, many a mile that I have gone. So I'll fill my glass up to the brim, and through my glass my world looks dim. I know outside there's love somewhere, and maybe my rambling will take me there. Oh, and it's many a mile I have spent on this road. Oh, many a mile I have gone. Oh, and it's many a mile I have spent on this road. Many a mile that I have gone. Oh, Patrick Sky for you.
Bill, you got something good for us today?
Sure. Well, since this is my first time singing with you folks, one of the things I always like to do at the Friday night get-togethers at the Broward Folk Club is if somebody meaningful in the music world passed away, I kind of like to do a tribute to that person and do a couple of songs. Last year, because we, kind of didn't get together and do hardly any concerts, we lost a bunch of people. But and I know you like everyone to mute, but I'm going to urge people to maybe, if they'd like to unmute and sing along, because you're certainly going to know at least this one by Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, there's a problem, Bill, because if they all try to sing together, there's a latency and it's going to sound
sing along and whatever.
Yeah, it's going to sound terrible. So let them keep muted. Okay.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to speak, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us. He began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made my life out of reading people's faces, knowing what their cards were by the way that they held their eyes. And if you don't mind my saying, I could see that you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle. He drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and he asked me for a light. Then the night got deathly quiet and his face lost all expression. If you're gonna play the game, boy, you better learn to play it right. You've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money while you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting, boy, when the dealing's done. Now every gambler knows The secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he'd finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, and he faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace could keep. You've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting, boys, when the dealing's done.
Yeah, good one.
Thank you, Bill. That was beautiful. I didn't know when did Kenny Rogers die?
March something or other of 2020, March 20th, March, somewhere toward the end of March.
That's one I didn't hear about. And I was sorry to hear it.
Yeah.
He was a great person.
Yeah. And then right after him, if I want to get a chance to do another one, I'm going to do a John Prine song because he passed away like 3 weeks later.
I know we all know about John Prine. Okay, Daniel Botkin is next. Yeah.
Muted. Muted.
Is completely, oh, there's this picture.
Okay, there I am. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Dan, you're good.
I'm going to do a song called The Rivers of Texas. Texas is a big state, and the people that tell me this song swear it names all the rivers of Texas, but it certainly doesn't. We crossed the broad Pecos, we forded the Nueces, swam the Guadalupe, we followed the Brazos River, rusty. The Wichita's clear, but down by the Brazos I courted my dear. So lie, lay, give me your hand. Lie, lay, give me your hand. Lie, lay, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. The cool Angelina, oops, where am I? The cool Angelina was glossy and gliding. The crooked Colorado goes weaving and winding. The cool San Antonio, it courses the plain, but I never will walk by the Brazos again. So lie, lay, give me your hand. Lie, lay, give me your hand. Lie, lay, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. The cool Angelina goes glossy and gliding. The crooked Colorado goes weaving and winding. The cool San Antonio. It courses the plain, but I never will walk by the brazos again. So lie, lay, pull the boat on. Lie, lay, pull the boat on. Lie, lay, pull the boat on. My precious river darling has left me and gone. The girls of Little River, they're plump and they're pretty. The Sabine and the Sulphur have many a beauty. On the banks of the Natchez, there's girls by the score, but I never will walk by the brazos no more. So lay, hold the boat on. Lay, pull the boat on. Lie, pull the boat on. My Brazos River darling has left me and gone. The girls of Little River, they're plump and they're pretty. The Sabine and the Sulphur have many a beauty. On the banks of the Natchez, there's girls by the score, but I never will walk by the brazos no more. So lay, give me your hand. Lie, give me your hand. Lie, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. There's many a river that waters the land.
That was Bill Staines' song, Daniel, wasn't it? Bill Staines. Bill Staines wrote that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Bill Staines wrote that. Yeah.
Oh, he sang it. He didn't write it.
You know who wrote it?
He wrote River, his own River.
But it's not one of his albums, though.
Yes, it is. He sang it.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we go to Arizona, the northern mountains of Arizona, and Bob Winkler.
Thank you, Saul. So, quickly, weather report from northern Arizona, 85 degrees, 9% humidity. Nice day today. So I wrote this song, Legend of the Horse, John Henry, a few years ago. Back in 2008. About the time I bought my first horse, Morgan. This song's about a racehorse. Kind of a rags to riches tale. Here it goes. He was a legend, twice horse of the year. And he did it all at the age of 9. Won more than $6 million in 39 wins. Set a world track record at Santa Anita. John circled his rivals in the paddock while they pranced. His eyes blazed, determined to win. He thundered around the track. When he did that, the crowd had doubled. And when he won, he lassoed the stars. He was a mighty, a champion, loved by all. Cantankerous, yeah, a little bad-tempered, impossible to replace, and sorely missed. But forever in our hearts, he'll always live on. John Henry, he died this morning at 7, and the fire in his eyes went out today. He'll run free evermore in the circle of winners. That's where horses go when the fire dies. You know, John Henry, he was just over 32 when he went peacefully to sleep just today. But he was surrounded by a close circle of friends who traveled with John as that fire died. John Henry, he died this morning at 7, and that fire in his eyes went out that day. He'll run free evermore in the circle of winners. That's where horses go. That's where horses go. That's where horses go when the fire dies. Legend of the Horse, John Henry.
Now we're going to go from Arizona all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to England, and Mike Reeves.
Yeah, coincidentally, this is a Liverpool song. Debbie and Ron and I often do related songs. Oh, Maggie, Maggie May, they have taken her away, and shall never walk down Lime Street anymore. Well, that judge, he guilty found her for robbing a homeward bounder. You dirty Robin, no good, Maggie May. Now I was paid off at the pool in the port of Liverpool. Well, £3.10 a week, that was me pay. With a pocket full of tin, I was very soon taken in by a gal with the name of Maggie May. Now the first time I saw Maggie, she took my breath away. She was cruising up and down in Canning Place. She had a figure so divine, her voice was so refined. Well, being a sailor, I gave chase. Now in the morning I awoke, I was flat and stony broke. No jacket, trousers, waistcoat did I find. And when I asked her where, she said, my very dear sir, they're down in Kelly's pawn shop number 9. To the pawn shop I did go, no clothes there did I find, and the police they took that girl away from me. And the judge he guilty found her for robbing a homeward bounder. She'll never walk down Lime Street anymore. Oh, Maggie, Maggie May, they have taken her away, and she'll never walk down Lime Street anymore. When that judge he guilty found her for robbing the homeward bounder. You dirty robbing, no good, Maggie May. You dirty robbing, no good, Maggie May.
Taught that to the Beatles, I know.
Maury, you're back just in time for your turn. Unmute first. unmute.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'm going to continue my series of pseudo folk songs, which are, and these pseudo folk songs are songs that were made for Western movies and TV shows. And they're sort of in a folksy Western style, but of course we know who wrote them. And this is the song for it's the theme of the movie The Gunfight at OK Corral, which was made in 1957 with Burt Lancaster starring as Wyatt Earp and Kirk Douglas as Doc Holliday and Rhonda Fleming as Wyatt Earp's girlfriend. And it was sung, as many other Western themes were sung, by Frankie Lane. In this case, it was sung in the movie by Frankie Lane. Okay. Okay, corral, okay, corral. There the outlaw band made their final stand. Okay, wait, I got the melody wrong. There the outlaw band made their final stand. Okay, corral. Oh, my dearest one, must I lay down my gun or take the chance on losing you forever? Duty calls, my back's against the wall. Have you no kind word to say before I ride away, away? Your love, I need your love. Keep the flame, let it burn until I return from the gunfight at OK Corral. If the Lord is my friend, we'll meet at the end of the gunfight at OK Corral. Gunfight at OK Corral. Boot Hill, so cold, so still. There they lay side by side, the killers that died at the gunfight at OK Corral. OK Corral. Gunfight at OK Corral. Thank you.
Very well. Yeah. By the way, Donna, you go after Larry. I just want to let you know the order. You're going to go after Larry Benson goes, but we haven't got to him yet. So after Larry goes, that's when you'll go. So you have a little time yet. Okay, we're going back across from Brooklyn back to England again, and Bill Pardon.
All right, good evening. And yeah, I've got a death count of 0 tonight, so that's quite an improvement for me, isn't it? And I'm going back to somebody else's childhood here, because I dare say Peter Dunhill might remember something for school children called Singing Together, which would introduce to them, yes, he remembers it. I was being sent up chimneys then, so I didn't get all these advantages of education, you see. But no, it's supposed to have instilled a love of music to children. I'm sure Peter can tell you whether it worked or not. But this is something called Billy Bones and His Dancing Cat, which comes, unless I'm mistaken, from the Singing Together programme of songs. But you'll most likely tell me I'm wrong there as well. On a harbour wall in a sailor hat is an old man with an old grey cat, and he dreams all day of the time he twirled in a sailor's hornpipe around the world. It was many a weary year ago when he started off on a nimble toe, for to win the prize of a silver pound he must dance the world around. For on the harbour wall he began his dance, and he took the road on the way to France, and his old grey cat for she loved him so. Did a hornpipe too on tail and toe. They danced to the deck of a sailing brig with a hornpipe first and then a jig. For to win that prize of a silver pound, they must dance the world around. In the land of France they'd a howdy do, for old Billy Bones he couldn't parlez-vous, and the folk all stared at the sailor hat and his hard pigtail and his dancing cat. From the coast of France to gay Paris, where the folk all cried la la wee wee, qu'est-ce que c'est the prize of a silver pound if you dance the world around. Then the weeks went by and the months grew long, and he danced the native tribes among, and the voodoo men ran away in fear as the twirling man and his cat drew near to the sandy wastes of Timbuktu. They had sped along in a year or two, for to win that prize of a silver pound they must dance the world around. But the years went by on the harbour wall, and there came no news of the pair at all, and the people sighed and they said, that's that, and forgot Bill Bones and his faithful cat. But when 20 years had passed away, came an old man and a cat so grey. For to win that prize of a silver pound they must dance the world around. Then the mayor got up and the council too, and they quickly asked, now who are you, with your ragged clothes and your old black hat and your tarred pigtail and your dancing cat? I'm a Billy Bones and me feet are sore, and I never want to dance no more. But I've come to claim that silver pound, for I've danced the world around. That's that.
Still in England yet, and Peter Dunhill was next.
Hi there, everybody. Nice to see you. That was a great song, Bill. Yeah, no, I've never heard that one before. They didn't do that one when I was at school, but it was a very long time ago. I'm going to carry on with the Liverpool theme. So beautifully started by Debbie and carried on by Mike. This is a sailor's song, "The Leaving of Liverpool," and it features a ship in it which really existed, the Davy Crockett of New York. The figurehead of the ship now hangs in the Marine Museum in Mystic, Connecticut. And the skipper for many years was Captain Burgess, who's mentioned in this song. He was sadly lost overboard on his very last voyage before he retired. That's really sad. Anyway, but in this song, "The Leaving of Liverpool." Fare thee well, the Prince's Landing Stage, River Mersey, fare thee well. I am bound for California, it's a place that I know right well. I am bound for California.
You muted yourself somehow, Peter. Peter, you muted yourself.
Okay, thanks for pointing that out, Mike. Okay, what verse did you get up to? Did you get any of that at all?
About the first verse, I think we got.
About the first verse, right. Well, I'll come in with the second verse and see how we go. Right.
I am bound for California by way of stormy Cape Horn. And I will send to you a letter, my love, when I am homeward bound. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. I have signed on a Yankee clipper ship, Davy Crockett is her name, and Burgess is the captain of her, and they say that she's a floating shame. It's my second trip with Burgess on the Crockett, and I think that I know him well. If a man is a sailor, he'll get along, or else he is gone to hell. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Now the tug is waiting at the pierhead to take us on downstream, and our sails are unfurled and the anchor is stowed, so fare you well again. And the sun is waiting at the harbour, and I wish I could remain, for I know it will be a long, long time before I return again. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. The leaving of Liverpool.
Yeah, great song.
Thanks for letting us know, Mike. Otherwise, I would have been sung the whole thing muted. Yes.
I know it'd been terrible.
Yeah,
I don't want to miss that one.
Yeah. From England, we come all the way across back to Florida again, and Delray Beach. So, Carl, you're on the air.
Hey, happy summer, everybody.
Not here.
I'm going to do a song that I sing to my wife quite a bit, called Magnolia Wind, written by Guy Clark, who no longer is with us. I'd rather sleep in a box like a bum on the street than a fine feathered bed without your little old cold feet. I'd rather be dead, dumb and stone blind, than to know that your morning can never be mine. I'd rather die young than to live without you. I'd rather go hungry than to eat lonesome stew. You know, it's once in a lifetime, and it won't come again. And it's here and it's gone, on a magnolia wind. I'd rather not walk through the garden again if I can't get your scent on a magnolia wind. If it ever comes time, well, it come time to go, sis, pack up your fiddle, sis, pack up your bow. If I can't dance with you, then I won't dance at all. I'll just sit here out with my back to the wall. I'd rather not hear pretty music again if I can't hear your voice on a magnolia wind. If I can't catch your scent on a magnolia wind.
Thank you, Carl. Now we're going to move a little south from Delray Beach, which is in Palm Beach County, down to Broward County, and Larry Benson. You're on, Larry. Unmute.
Greetings all. Thanks all. I'll try to get through this. This is a pretty solemn weekend for a lot of folks. It's a very reflective weekend, even though we like to be happy and joyous. So I bring this song out kind of in honor of that occasion. When I was a young man, I carried me pack. I lived the free life of the rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, well, me country said, son, it's time to stop rambling, there's work to be done. They gave me a tin hat, they gave me a gun. They sent me away to the war. And the band played Waltzin' Matilda. The ship pulled away from the quay. And amid all the cheers, the flag waving, the tears, we sailed off to Gallipoli. Well, I'll remember the terrible day when our blood stained the sands and the waters. It was there in that hell they called Suvla Bay. We were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turkey was ready, well, he'd primed himself well. He rained us with bullets, then he showered us with shells. In 5 minutes flat, he'd blown us to hell. He blew us back home to Australia. And the band played Waltzin' Matilda. So we stopped to bury our slain. And as we buried ours, well, the Turks buried theirs. And it started all over again. Well, those that were living just tried to survive. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm just lost in the lyrics here. It's been a while. Those that were living just tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death, and fire. For 10 weary weeks, just kept myself alive, though all around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me arse overhead, and when I awoke in me hospital bed, saw what it did, well, I wished I was dead. Never knew there was worse things than dying. For no more I'll go waltzing Matilda around the green bush far and free. For to hung tent and pegs, well, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. We collected the crippled, the wounded, the maimed. They shipped us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, all the proud, wounded heroes of Sula. And when the ship pulled into Circular Quay, well, I looked at the stumps where me legs used to be, and thank Christ there was no one there waiting for me. To grieve, to mourn, or to pity. But the band played Waltzin' Matilda. They carried us down the gangway, but nobody cheered. They just stood there and stared, and they turned all their faces away. Now every April the old comrades march, renewing their dreams of past glory. I roll my wheelchair out onto the porch to watch the parade pass before me. Well, I see these old men, old bones, stiff and sore, the proud wounded heroes of a forgotten war. Young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. And the band plays Waltzin' Matilda, and the old men still snap to the call. But as year follows year, more old men disappear. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzin' Matilda, Waltzin' Matilda, will come a waltzin' Matilda with me. And their ghosts can be heard as they march along the billabong. Come a waltzin' Matilda with me. Yeah. So
Donna, you're next. By the way, you unmute so I can unmute. Hit the red microphone button. Lower. Okay. Donna, you asked me a question about recording. We are being recorded right now. So you want permission to record your song? I mean,
Yeah.
it's being recorded. You'll be able to get it actually from Facebook later on. You want
Yeah, it says I need permission, so I don't know.
so you want to record this song? Okay, hold on. Let me see. Give you permission. Have 1 second. Okay, you got it. Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay. What do you want to give us today?
This is a song came to me in a dream, about 10 years ago now, and I actually, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping and came to me, and I got up and I just wrote it down and picked up the guitar and I played it, and it's called The Good Samaritan. A man was robbed, left bleeding along the way. The rich went by him without a word to say. A good man helped him, gave him a place to stay, and that's you, the Good Samaritan. There was a beggar leaning on his cane. There was a blind man trying to find his way. There was a lover scorned just yesterday. Then there's you, the Good Samaritan. The beggar bleeding, lost and torn and scared. Poor man crying, thinking about what he'd had. The broken hearted, wondering what went bad. Then there's you, the Good Samaritan. A bird was singing, give it all you have. A wise man teaching, give but what you can. And God forgiving with the sweep of his hand. Oh, you, the Good Samaritan. by him without a word to say. A good man helped him, gave him a place to stay, and that's you. The Good Samaritan, the Good Samaritan, the Good Samaritan.
Thank you, Donna. That was beautiful. Okay, now I guess it's my turn before we start the second round. Okay, somebody's not muted here. You mute, I'll have to do it for you.
Murray, isn't it?
No, I got. Now, Murray, you got to mute. Murray, you have to mute. Murray's muted. Okay. Actually, before I got involved in folk music, I was 46 years in the charter bus business, and we ran tours actually, you know, for senior citizens and different people anywhere out of the New York area. And one of our most popular tours was in Pennsylvania to the Molly Maguire country. Now, if anyone you want to know who the Molly Maguires were, they were a secret society that formed among coal miners in Pennsylvania, and they wanted to get even with the coal miners who would mistreat them. Sometimes when they wanted to organize the coal mine, the bosses would hire goons to beat them up. So they had a secret society, and they would sometimes be violent against the coal miners, and they would assassinate some of them. And the coal miners didn't like it, so they got together one day. They hired the Pinkerton firm, you know, to go after them, and they took some of them. Some were guilty, some weren't, and they ended up being hung. And so this is from the coal mining country. Most of them were of Irish heritage, and I'm sure none of you. This took place in Pennsylvania, in Carbon County, the area around Hazleton and Jim Thorpe, which was originally Mouse Chunk, and the Ashland, or that whole area of Pennsylvania where they mine anthracite. I guarantee you nobody heard of this guy who wrote this song. It's called Sons of Molly Maguire, written by Chuck Rogers and the Irish Balladeers. I learned it off a little cassette I got while visiting the Pioneer Coal Mine in Ashland, Pennsylvania. It's called The Sons of the Molly Maguires. When the wind blows wild at night past the breaker melancholy, if you stand in the dark with your ear to the wind, you can hear the Sons of Molly. Deep in the dark of the old mine shaft, you can smell the smoke and fire, and the whisper low in the mines below is the ghost of Molly Maguire. Oh, I'll tell you, boys, Mickey Doyle is my name, and I come from Carbon County. And I shot Jack Jones for skin in my bones, and my soul is up for bounty. But I will die with my head held high, for I fought for the men below, the men who slave and sweat and die down in that black hell hole. Oh, I'll tell you, boys, Edward Kelly's my name, and I'm hanging in the morning For I shot the boss of the Lansford mine and cursed the sound of morning. But I will die with my head held high, for I fought for the men below, the men who slave and sweat and die down in that black hell hole. Oh, I'll tell you, boys, Alex Campbell's my name, and no pistol did I fire. But I will fall from the gallows wall just for being a Molly Maguire. But I will die with my head held high, for I fought for the men below, the men who slave and sweat and die down in that black hell hole. When the wind blows wild at night past the breaker melancholy, if you stand in the dark with your ear to the wind, you can hear the sons of Mali. Deep in the dark of the old mine shaft, you can smell the smoke and fire, and the whisper low in the mines below is the ghost of Molly Maguire. Okay, that was written by Chuck Rogers and the Irish Balladeers. Okay, and with that, we start the second round. Harvey and Pat, you're up.
Thank you. We're going to do Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
And I'm going to try to do the instrumental part in the middle of it. We'll see how that works out.
Start with the intro.
Start with the intro?
Yes.
That's a good place to start, yes. I see a bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Well, don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Well, don't go around tonight, well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. I hear hurricanes blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I feel rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't go around tonight, well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. You got your things together. Hope you're quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Don't go round tonight, well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Well, don't go round tonight, well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise.
Harvey,
now I have to find this file because now that I found out that Patrick Sky died, I have to do a Patrick Sky song. And I have a bunch of them that I can choose. And so
Just do Separation Blues.
I was considering doing a silly song, but I'm going to do Separation Blues instead. Well, I'm in the kitchen, my baby's in the hall. Said I'm in the kitchen, my baby's in the hall. I'm in the kitchen, baby's in the hall. You know she won't talk to me at all, 'cause you know we got the separation blues. Says see that fly crawling up that wall. Say see that fly crawling up that wall. See that fly crawling up that wall. You know he won't speak to Miss Spider at all, 'cause you know they got the separation blues. When you kick your baby out of bed 'cause she won't treat you right. When you feel mistreated, buddy, take my advice. Leave that woman and leave her quick. Say leave that woman and leave her quick. You leave that woman, leave her quick, else she'll have you on a stick. You know it's better to leave and get some separation blues. Now Adam ate the apple, which Eve did thieve. Adam ate that apple, which Eve did thieve. Adam ate the apple, which Eve did thieve. You know, the Lord said to Adam, you gotta leave that, gave him the separation blues. Now the last words that poor John the Baptist said. Say the last words that John the Baptist said. Last words that John the Baptist said just before he lost his head. Ooh, gives me the separation blues. This goes to show this time began what them women can do to man. It's better to buy than to be sold to the gutter for a bottle of gin. So if she don't treat you like you think she should, if she don't treat you like you think she should, if she don't treat you like you think she should, your services ain't no longer good. You know it's time you got a dose of separation. Said it's time you got a dose of separation. Look out, here come that dose of separation blues.
Debbie and Ron, you're next.
Well, I'm gonna start off with a song I just wrote that Harvey just inspired me to. I think I'm gonna leave here while I can before Debbie hits me in the head with a frying pan. I got the separation blues. All right, well, to be continued. You were mine for just a while, now you're putting on style, and you've never once looked back to your home across the tracks. You're the gossip of the town, but my heart can still be found where you tossed it on the ground. Pick me up on your way down. Pick me up on your way down. When you're through and all alone, when they're drumming on back where you belong. You may be their pride and joy, but they'll find another toy, and they'll take away your crown. Pick me up on your way down. They have changed your attitude, made you haughty and cold. Your new friends can take blame. Underneath, you're still the same. When you've learned these things are true, I'll be waiting there for you as you tumble to the ground. Pick me up on your way down. Pick me up on your way down when you're blue and all alone. When their glamour starts to bore you, come on back where you belong. You may be their pride and joy, but they'll find another time, and they'll take away your crown. Pick me up on your way down, and they'll take away your crown. Pick me up on your way down.
Debbie, what do you got for us?
All right, so now another one for Memorial Day. This is Woody Guthrie's song, written World War II. Called Sally, Don't You Grieve. Let's see. I just got my army call. I went down to the army hall. Sally come running like a cannonball, and I told her not to grieve after me. Oh, when I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. And I told her not to grieve after me. I'm gonna cross that ocean wide, army rifle by my side. When Hitler's beat, you can be my bride. And I told her not to grieve after me. Oh, when I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. And I told her not to grieve after me. I'm gonna jump in a flying machine, loaded full of this TNT. Stop old Hitler is what I mean. And I told her not to grieve after me. Oh, when I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. And I told her not to grieve after me. A souvenir I'll send to you. Send hero Hitler and Hitler too. That's about all one fella can do. And I told her not to grieve after me. Oh, when I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. And I told her not to grieve after me. Sally, get a job and save your pay. Work your best for the USA. Write me a letter about every day. And I told her not to grieve after me. So when I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. And I told her not to grieve after me. If a blackout comes to the old hometown, Sally, won't you pull your curtains down? If a shade goes up, then the ship goes down. And I told her not to grieve after me. Oh, when I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. When I'm gone, Sally, don't you grieve. And I told her not to grieve after me. One more when I'm gone.
everybody time to run. Okay, Bob and Susan, the next.
Yeah, just me going this round.
Okay.
Well, I now have a car that doesn't have a CD player in it. So I got one of those little sticks that you can plug in. So I've been putting CDs onto that stick. And along the way, hopefully I'll learn some new songs or remember some that I haven't heard or sung for a long time. But this is a brand new one. I heard it on one of Linda Ronstadt's album, written by Julie Miller. Just kind of a little simple song called I Can't Get Over You. I've been trying for a long, long time, but no matter what I do, when I turn to leave, my heart stays behind, 'cause I can't get over you. Well, I keep moving on, running hard and fast, but everywhere I run to, well, I'm just standing still, living in the past, 'cause I can't get over you. Memories were like the leaves that fall. The wind would have carried them from my mind. The seasons pass, but they never change. A broken heart can't keep time. While I watched as colors faded in the sun, the color of my love stays true. I've been letting go now, I'm not holding on, 'cause I can't get over you. But memories were like the leaves that fall. The wind would have carried them from my mind. Seasons pass, but they never change. A broken heart can't keep time. While I've watched the colors faded in the sun, the color of my love stays true. And I've been letting go now, I'm not holding on, and I can't get over you. No, I can't get over you. Julie Miller song.
Hey, now to Bill Wunderlich, who will soon be president, Bill Wunderlich of the Howard Folk Club. Let's hope.
So my tribute song to John Prine, and I love a lot of his songs, but this is maybe his most popular song, and I always tried to wonder how a guy could write this song. But I am an old woman named after my mother. My old man's another child who's grown old. If dreams were thunder lightning was desire, this old house would have burned down a long time ago. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is such a hard way to go. When I was a young girl, I had me a cowboy. Wasn't much to look at, just a free rambling man. That was a long time, and no matter how I try, the years just flow by like a broken down dam. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. There's flies in the kitchen, I can hear their buzzing, but I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, and have nothing to say? Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is such a hard way to go. To believe in this living, such a hard way to go.
Bill, that was beautiful. Too bad we lost him so soon. He was a great, one of the greatest songwriters ever.
Yeah, you know, and I wasn't into him when I was younger. I missed him somehow, but the last few years, number of years, I kind of got into him. And you're right, incredibly prolific. My gosh.
Okay, Daniel, you have to unmute now. You're on.
Well, I thought since this is a group that hadn't gotten together before, that I'd sing a song that would be probably familiar to a lot of you. And also, the song is Single Girl, which fits in with the Great Plains life of the early pioneers. And it's a very simple song. Single girl, oh, single girl, Marion was her aim. Marion was her aim. Mary girl, oh, Mary girl, worked her in her grave. Oh, worked her in her grave. Single girl, oh, single girl, going where she please. Oh, going where she please. Married girl, oh, married girl, got a baby on her knee. Oh, got a baby on her knee. Single girl, oh, single girl, go and dress so fine. Oh, go and dressed up so fine. Married girl, oh, married girl, wears just any kind. Wears just any kind. Single girl, oh, single girl, goes to the store and buys. Oh, goes to the store and buys. Married girl, a married girl, rocks a cradle and cries. Oh, rocks the cradle and cries.
Hey, out to Arizona now, and Bob Winkler.
Here's another song I wrote. About the Morgan horses my wife and I have. By the fence, he waits and watches for the time he knows will come when the cowboy will take him riding off into the morning sun, flying high on the wind with manes aflow and heads held high. Oh, see them run across the fields, stepping high with Morgan pride, and together horse and rider move as one beneath the sky. That Palomino, oh, he's a flying, seeing this old world through Morgan eyes. The woman she nears, he sees her a-comin', lets out his call. He turns to the side, waits by the gate, knowing that he soon will be walking down that dusty trail. He's flying high on the wind with manes aflow, his head held high. Oh, see them run across the fields, stepping high with Morgan pride. He eagerly awaits the bit and the saddle, head to the wind, trail to the sky. The chestnut and the woman, they'll soon be a-riding, seeing this old world through Morgan eyes, flying high on the wind streams aflow, their heads held high. Oh, see them run across the fields, stepping high with Morgan pride, stepping high with Morgan pride. Beautiful animals. Thank you.
Across the pond to England, Mike Reeves.
Yeah, it's a very short one. So, oh, poor old Storm is dead and gone. Stormy along, boys, storm along, John. Oh, poor old Storm is dead and gone. Aha, come along, get along, stormy along, John. I dug his grave with a silver spade. Stormy along, boys, storm along, John. I dug his grave with a silver spade. Aha, come along, get along, stormy long John. I lowered him down with a golden chain. Stormy along, boys, storm along, John. I lowered him down with a golden chain. Aha, come along, get along, stormy long John. I carried him away to Montego Bay. Stormy along, boys, storm along, John. I carried him away to Montego Bay. Aha, come along, get along, stormy long, John. Stormy long, John. Very short. Supposedly about a captain who really was called somebody Stormalong. Supposedly his surname.
Okay.
There's another one I'm going to do on Tuesday, which is a bit longer.
Yeah. Okay, from England back to Brooklyn, Murray.
Okay, well, we're in England too because we're right in Kensington, and what else?
Yeah.
I think there are some other English names that. All right. Now this is a song that was written right after George W. Bush, called W, made his second inaugural address. I don't remember what year that was, but I could figure it out. But you probably could figure it out also. But it was, the beginning of his second term. And he gave a speech in which he had the idea that he wanted America to go practically in every country in the world and make them into democratic and freedom-loving countries. I was a little skeptical about that. So I wrote this song, and it's to the melody more or less of the battle cry of freedom. What was it? Marching Through Georgia, the one that was written during the Civil War about Sherman's march through Georgia. It's a little off as far as, I wrote this, some decades ago. I found it accidentally yesterday when I was looking for something else. But all right, so it's a little off from the melody, but I'll try to the best I can. All right. Let me see how's the melody go again? Okay. Dubia gave a rousing speech when we swore him in once more, shouting the battle cry of freedom. He committed us to fight in an ever-ending war, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We'll fight on forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah. Down with old tyrants, on with the war, while we rally round the bomb, boys, rally round the gun, shouting the battle cry of freedom. Though we squandered lives and fortunes in waging endless war, shouting the battle cry of freedom. In our great crusade for freedom, we'll squander 10 times more, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We'll fight on forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with all tyrants, on with the war, while we rally round the bomb, boys, rally round the gun, shouting the battle cry of freedom. Though at home they've cut our rights, so that now we're not as free, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We'll make every other country as free could be, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We'll fight on forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with all tyrants, on with the war, while we rally round the bomb, boys, rally round the gun, shouting the battle cry of freedom. Into every backward country, freedom's what we'll push, shouting the battle cry of freedom, for we know that God Almighty speaks through our burning bush, fighting the battle cry of freedom. We'll fight on forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with all tyrants and on with the war, while we rally round the bomb, boys, rally round the gun, shouting the battle cry of freedom.
Okay, back across the Atlantic, Bill Pardon.
Okay, and you can blame Larry for this one. After he did the band played Waltzing Matilda, Eric Bogle classic. It reminded me, I was asked to do amongst a few songs in a stage production a few years back, this particular song. And it's the Australia-New Zealand forces, their first real big hit was in the First World War when they were involved in the Gallipoli campaign, which is a major cock-up from start to finish. And between artillery and disease, they went down in their thousands, poor things. And Eric Bogle, who was living in Australia, born in Scotland and moved out there, he was involved with the Anzac movement, the Australia-New Zealand forces. And he was part of a movement which 75 years after the Battle of Gallipoli, they managed to gather together a few of the remaining old veterans that had actually fought over there in Gallipoli. They couldn't wait for the centenary because they'd all be dead. So 75 years on, they got them all back for a special big commemoration service over in Gallipoli itself to remember their old mates. And Eric Bogle wrote a song, Gift of Years. I was asked to do it for this particular production. It was something that was on stage and then toured a few of the folk clubs. But it was, I think, mainly because they wanted somebody that could look like a 90-odd-year-old veteran who had gone back, because the song's about one of these old veterans going back to New Zealand and saying his last farewells to his old buddies over there. And I'm trying to remember it. If I get a few notes wrong on this harmonica, because I haven't done this for yoinks, it's because I'm in character, and any old boy who's about 95, it's just travelled all the way from Australia to Gallipoli, is going to hit a few wrong notes, isn't he? But I'll need this, otherwise I can't remember the words. Well, old friend, here I am. Told you I'd be back. And as usual, mate, I'm the bloody late. It's 75 years down the track. And for the last time, here I stand in this familiar foreign land. Back with the mates I left behind, fixed forever in their time. And of all the ghosts of all the boys who haunt this lonely place, only one of them wears your cheery grin and your Queensland joker's face. when I drown in old and bloody dreams of helpless young men's dying screams. Feel your hand give my arm a shake, and your voice say, steady mate. And the country that you died for, mate, you would not know it now. The future that we dreamed of, mate, it got all twisted up somehow. The peace that we were fighting for, an end to a stupid, senseless war, so it couldn't happen to our kids. Well, old mate, it did. But thank you for the gift of years and the flame that brightly burned, for the time you bought and the lessons taught, though often wasted and unlearned. Lest we forget, cry the multitude, as if I ever could. So forgive an old man's tears, and thank you for the years. That's Eric Bogle.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic.
They actually asked me, do you know Gift of Years? And I said, yeah, Eric Bogle. And they said, no, we want Martin Wyndham Reed. So I said, oh yeah, I know that one as well. Same song. They just didn't know Eric Bogle had written it. There we go.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Peter Dunhill, you're next.
Right, I hope I don't unmute myself halfway through this. There's a lovely Irish song. In fact, I think Murray, you might have sung "Banks of the Ban" on one session. I seen. If not, I can definitely imagine you singing "Banks of the Ban." The very first line of "Banks of the Ban" goes, "When first unto this country a stranger I came." There used to be a guy at our folk club. He sang it quite frequently. A lovely Irish guy. He used to sing it beautifully. A friend of mine gave me an album, this is quite a lot of years ago, of the new Lost City Ramblers. What a fantastic album, what a fantastic band. And they sang a song, "When First Unto the Country," exactly the same first line, a different song, but a slightly, a related story. I don't know if the two songs are connected. Anyway, this is the song that the new Lost City Ramblers sang. When first unto this country a stranger I came, I courted a fair maid, and Nancy was her name. I courted her for love, a love I didn't obtain. Do you think I've any reason or right to complain? See my Nancy, I rode both day and night. I courted I rode to see my Nancy, I rode both day and day. I stole a fine stallion, belonged to Captain Gray. The sheriff followed after and overtaken me. They carted me away to the penitentiary. They opened up the door and then they threw me in. They shaved off my hair and they cleared off my and they banged me and they fed me on dry beans, till I wish to my soul that I'd never been a with my hand stuck in my pockets and my hat set on so low, and my coat of many colours like Jacob's oboe. When first unto this country a stranger I first into this country.
Yeah, great.
Thank you, Peter. Okay, go back to Florida again, and Carl. Carl, okay, you're on.
Okay. I'm going to do a song called Ballad of a Runaway Horse. It was written by Leonard Cohen. I believe it took him like 3 or 4 years to finish the song. So here it goes. Say a prayer for the cowgirl. The horse ran away. She'll walk till she finds him, her darling astray. But the river's in flood and the roads are awash, and the bridges break up in the panic of loss. And there's nothing to follow, nowhere to go. He's gone like the summer, gone like the snow, and the crickets are breaking her heart with their song. And the day caves in, and the night is all wrong. Did she dream? Was it he who went galloping past and bent down the fern, broke open the grass, and printed the mud with a well-hammered shoe that he nailed in his speed in the dreams of her youth? And although he goes grazing a minute away, she tracks him all night, she tracks him all day, and she's blind to the presence except to compare her injury here and his punishment high stream a songbird sings out so suddenly, and the sun is warm and the soft winds ride on a willow tree by the riverside. Ah, the world is sweet and the world is wide, and he's there with the light and the darkness divide, and the steam's coming off him. He's huge and he's shy, and he steps on the moon when he paws at the sky. And he comes to her hand, it's not really tame. He longs to be lost, she longs for the same, and he'll boat and he'll plunge through the first open pass to roll and to feed in the sweet mountain grass. Or he'll make a break for the high plateau where there's nothing above and nothing below, and it's time for their burden, the whip and the spur. Will she ride with him or will he ride with her? So she binds herself to her galloping steed, and he binds himself to the woman in need, and there is no space, just left and right. There is no time, but there's day and night. Then she leans on his neck and whispers low, whether thou goest, I will go. And they turn on one and they head for the plain. No need for the whip, oh no need for the rain. Now the clasp of this union, who fastens it tight, who snaps it asunder the very next night. Some say it's him, some say it's her, some say love like smoke beyond all repair. So my darling, just let it go. That old silhouette on the great western sky, and I'll pick out a tune. They'll move right along, and they're gone like smoke, and they're gone like the snow. Say a prayer for the cowgirl. Took me 4 years to sing.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you
very much. Okay, Larry, next.
Well, a natural segue would probably be No Man's Land by Eric. But Eric wasn't always known for his serious songs. So this one is about, well, here it goes. Somebody's muggy by the side of the road. Someone's favorite feline who lost his highway code. Someone's favorite feline who ran clean out of luck as he ran onto the road and tried to argue with a truck. Yesterday he bird and played in his pussy paradise, decapitating Tweety birds and masticating mice. Now he's just 6 pounds of raw mince meat that don't smell very nice. He's nobody's moggy now. So you who love your pussies, be sure to keep them in. Don't let them argue with a truck. The truck is bound to win. And upon the busy road, don't let them play or frolic. 'Cause if you do, I'm warning you, it could be catastrophic. If you let them play on the roadway, I'm afraid that will be that. There'll be one last despairing meow and a sort of squelchy splat. And your pussy will be slightly dead and very, very flat. He's nobody's muggy, just cold and crushed and soggy. He's nobody's muggy now.
Thank you, Larry. That brings us to Donna.
All right, good segues with all these horse songs today. I wrote this some years ago when I was fighting, and I still am fighting for the new bill that's come out, American. It's called the Horse Protection Act. It's in Congress, but it hasn't come to the floor to stop the transport of all equine for transport to other countries for slaughter for human consumption. And that's a lot of race horses, 4 or 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. The average age is 5 years old of these horses, and the ones with the helicopter roundups, the wild ones. And this song is for them. It used to be horses ran free. Searched through the wind and the rain, over the hills and the rugged terrain. A gopher, a deer, but it used to be herds of bison and horses when they ran free. Don't you remember how it used to be? Well, it used to be horses ran free. Folks got along with it easily. Now roundups have taken a steady turn, with helicopter roundups bringing them to their doom. Slaughterhouses waiting in Canada and Mexico. They're waiting around the bend. We loaded them up, now they're ready to go. But don't you remember when a horse was your friend? It used to be, sorry, cavalry used them, the Indians too. We curried and freighted and bedded for loot, but with cars we've given them the boot. But I can remember way back when. Yeah, I can remember when a horse was my friend. I searched through the wind and the rain, over the hills and the rugged terrain. Gopher, a deer, but it used to be herds of bison and horses when they ran free. And don't you remember how it used to be? Don't let this be the end. I know that a horse can still be your friend. Please don't let this be the end. I know that a horse can still be a friend. I know that a horse can still be a friend. I know that a horse can still be your friend.
Before I close the show, I just want to make announcements. Tuesday at 2 o'clock U.S. time, 7 p.m. UK time, will be the Koi show, which we participate in every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. We'll see you then, hosted by Tony, and I will be there right there with him. If anybody does not have the link and wants to go on Tuesday, please let me know. I will send you the link to be on there. A lot of the same people are here, but a lot of other real good people from England will be there. You'll really enjoy it. And next Sunday, of course, we'll be back here again. We'll be back every Sunday until Dr. Fauci tells us that it's okay to meet in person. And two of our stars will be back next week. Jerry Corbell will be back from Kentucky, and Terry Hiscock has promised me he'll be back next week. He had the grandchildren over this weekend. Okay, so I want to close the show with a song about Memorial Day, the supreme sacrifice that a soldier can make for his country, which means giving his life. The song was originally written by Frank Lesser, who was a well-known Broadway songwriter, and it was actually recorded folk style by Burl Ives. But most of you will probably know it from the singing of the West Point Glee Club, and it's called The Ballad of Roger Young. Roger Young, who was a young private from Minnesota, who was fighting in the Pacific, actually on the Solomon Islands, and his platoon was pinned down by Japanese with machine guns. And the only way that they could save themselves was if one person volunteered to go and draw the enemy's fire away from them so the others could be saved. And Roger Young stepped forward and he made the supreme sacrifice. He ran towards the machine gun nest. He lobbed a grenade, and he managed to destroy the machine gun nest, but lost his life in the process. But all his platoon survived. The Ballad of Roger Young. Oh, they got no time for glory in the infantry. Oh, they got no use for praises loudly sung. But in every soldier's heart in all the infantry shines the name of Roger Young. Shines the name, Roger Young. Fought and died for the men he marched among. To the everlasting glory of the infantry lives the story of Private Roger Young. Caught in ambush lay a company of riflemen, just grenades against machine guns in the gloom. Caught in ambush till this one of 20 riflemen volunteered to meet his doom. Volunteered, Roger Young, fought and died for the men he marched among. In the everlasting annals of the infantry glows the last deed of Private Roger Young. It was he who drew the fire of the enemy, that a company of men might live to fight. And before the deadly fire of the enemy stood the man we hailed tonight. On the island of New Georgia in the Solomons stands a simple wooden cross alone to tell that beneath the silent coral of the Solomons sleeps a man remembered well. Sleeps a man, Roger Young, fought and died for the men he marched among. In the everlasting spirit of the infantry breathes the spirit of Private Roger Young. No, they've got no time for glory in the infantry. No, they've got no use for praises loudly sung, but in every soldier's heart and all the infantry shines the name of Roger Young. Shines the name, Roger Young, fought and died for the men he marched among, to the everlasting glory of the infantry lives the story of Private Roger Young. Okay, folks, we've come to the end of our session. I want to thank everybody for showing up every week. Keep the music going. That's what we're all about. Keep the music going until we can once all meet again. And now that geography is no longer a barrier, we get together from England, from anywhere in the United States. We've had people from Israel already. So the important thing is let's keep the music going, however we do it. So I would wish you all a fine weekend. Drive carefully. Anyone to help me stack the chairs up? Okay.
One thing, Sol, just before we go.
Yes.
We might not make it next Sunday because we're entertaining Ed Trickett over here, and it's probably going to be Sunday evening. So I don't think we can get on Zoom with him next Sunday.
Well, maybe you all want to get on together in one room and
we're going to do it outdoors because it's still a bit tricky over here.
Outdoors. Okay, then. So whatever it is, we'll get through it.
We might even manage a flying visit. You never know. We might get in for 10 minutes and out again from Tony's garden.
Yeah, that's true. We could go in and out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. See what we can do, eh?